Welcome back to another episode of Weird and Unfortunate Things Are Happening. Today is Sunday, February 16th. And I believe that we found this so in the last episode we found this super creepy playground, or kinda creepy playground with these octopus and seahorse. I think it was like a ocean themed playground, but since the city was abandoned and the things were all rusted or covered in snow, it was just a little creepy. There's there's a fear called submechanophobia, which is specifically animatronics or robots underwater. A phobia of. Anyway, we have to pass through Venom Space again and hear the absolute banger of a club song that is the song for Venom Space. And every single episode of this playthrough so far, I've just been talking about how much the music slaps. It's funny how frequently those words get thrown around, oh, this music slaps, this song is such a banger, this song is such a bop. These things sort of really start to lose their meaning, somebody could be talking about something that slaps. When I think slaps, I think it has to kind of go hard. You have to be able to dance to it. But that's honestly the same thing for banger. So I don't know what the difference between all of these things is. Basically, old man like me, who I am an old man because I'm going to be 26 in a week, yells at kids his age or younger, or some quote-unquote kids are 28-year-olds, but they have used the slang that the kids be using, Anyway, I love how creepy Venom Space is. It has all these random eyeballs and body parts everywhere. But to me, it's honestly one of my favorite parts of the game. It just feels so warm and welcoming to me. Because the music's fun, you get to heal, enemies don't you can see the enemies before you have to fight them. I don't know. What do we got? 2 Jigglypuffs and 1 creepy guy. I don't even know. He creeps me out. He looks like a toenail. Like a big toe, And the other enemies look like one of those CGI. It looks like something that would be in a dry eye commercial, oh, use our medicine so you don't get dry eye, and then they have this horrific CGI eye coming to life, Again, I should sit down and try to actually memorize the enemy type system of this game, which is almost like Pokemon has enemy types, Earthbound has enemy types, a lot of different RPGs, and once I know the enemy types, I can respond to their weaknesses a bit better. So Alicia just died. Let's use a Seal of Life because I have plenty. I have more reviving items than healing items, so I might as well just let my characters die. That's so sad. Does that say Pleasant Daydreamer? Also, the thing with the hands, that it looks like frickin' that album cover for Godspeed You, Black Emperor. A band that I never got into for the same reason that I don't like Radiohead. And I feel like if I don't like Radiohead, I wouldn't like Godspeed You, Black Emperor. I just don't care for slow, sad music, I would much rather be listening to some techno or some weird shit and just dancing or some punk, because at least punk you can work out to. Punk gets your heart rate going. I think I don't know if I've talked about my taste in music. I have a very wide taste in music, but one of the genres I really like is tracker music. And I was trying to think of this song that I heard. I got really obsessed with this song at some point during the last either 1 or 2 years. I don't remember. And I was like trying to go hard on the treadmill the other day, and I was having a lot of fun because I was like going through my music playlist and I was like trying to figure out what songs motivate me. And I was like, oh, what's that one song? And it's this song called Point of Departure by Necros FM. And like in the 90s, people would use like these tracker softwares to make computer music, to make keygen music is what it's most known for, to make like a lot of the sort of 90s club dance hits, some video games that used it, like Unreal Tournament or Deus Ex or Jazz Jackrabbit. Like some of these classic computer games used tracker software to write their music, and it just has a very specific sound, and it's very danceable. And it has no singing or lyrics, which I really like, because I hate music that has like a good beat but then has somebody coming in and singing on top of it, like like shut up. I don't want to hear about like how you're like sad because none of the ladies in the club notice you. Like I don't want to think about that. I just want to hear the music and feel good. You know? Who cares? Like, I don't know, people have such different opinions on music, clearly. You know. I tried downloading, so I'm trying Tinder. I downloaded it a while ago and created my account after Valentine's Day, although I don't even think that was intentional. I was just talking to my therapist and I was like, yeah, you know, I want to meet someone. Like, I don't know how to do it, so maybe I'll just try Tinder for a while. But yeah, I was just gonna make a joke about like, oh, I don't listen to pop music a whole lot, so I don't know, like, because on Tinder people will put like their Spotify anthem or like their top Spotify artists, or basically just some general overview of their music taste. So, you know, obviously I swipe left on Drake fans. Ha ha ha, obligatory joke about Drake. Even though the Kendrick and Drake beef started almost a year ago, and has been going on for that long because, you know, a couple days ago was the Super Bowl. Or a week ago was the Super Bowl. I don't even remember. I don't care about sports or pop music. I know this might be crazy to some people. They're like, how could you not care about sports or pop music or Marvel movies or shut up. Anyway. Do I look like a normal functioning person? I'm playing a game called Weird and Unfortunate Things Are Happening that has, like, eyeball trees in it. Like, what the fuck do you think? Anyway. Sorry, I was trying to avoid cursing, you know, for the whole video in case anybody was, like, watching this video in front of their parents. Which clearly they're doing. And we're out of coins, but, you know, this skill tree is pretty fun. Whatever. Yeah, we don't have enough coins. And yes, I know they're called obols. This video is 22 minutes long, and I don't have that much to say, but I can read dialogue. Yep, this is Fulgham Grove, alright. Or Fulham. I'm not sure if it's a silent G or not. I'm just glad to be finally here, though this place was looking a lot less ripped apart last time. So, which way, String Bean? Left up ahead, follow that north, take the second right, and then Dottie's... I just thought, I haven't heard from her in a while. What if... Oh, I can't believe you're thinking like this now. What happened to the idiot something? Yeah. I feel like... Oh, I got a Steam achievement, but the window's so small you can't see it. This music is cool. This reminds me of, like, some Toe Jam and Earl music, which is like another classic video game. Like, I'm not even old enough to be a 90s kid proper because I was born in 99. But, like, I feel like a 90s kid where all my favorite video game soundtracks are, like, Jazz Jackrabbit, Toe Jam and Earl, like, all these very 90s things. Anyway. I'd much rather listen to some, like, techno or some clubbing, I don't know how to describe, like dance music or 90s funk or 90s rock, even, like, prog rock inspired, than, like, these sort of typical, like, oh, people are like, oh, I like video game music, I like Pokemon, and Final Fantasy, and Genshin Impact, and I like fucking Earthbound, where, like, the music is literally... Anyway... That was much funnier to me in my head, so I hope you will. Why is this guy called Smallest Shambler? That's a great name for an for an enemy. I'm just wondering why he's called that. Yeah. So, in other words, it's 4 p.m. It's 22 minutes after 4 p.m. on a Sunday today. It's very rainy, foggy, wet, gross outside, which I can see from my window. I have these lovely big windows, beautiful view from my 8th floor apartment. And it just sucks because, like, I don't want to feel like a couch potato. I want to go out and do something, like go out and go to the pool or the gym. But, like, every time I look outside, I'm like, oh, do I really want to walk through all that rain and fog and gross? And then I just feel like, oh, I'm being such a pussy. Like, I'm letting the weather dictate, like, whether I live my life or not. I don't fucking know. It's just one of those, like, everyday mental battles if you have depression or something like that. Like, which, by the way, I started Prozac today, in case anyone cares. You probably don't care. My parents actually picked out a psychiatrist they wanted to meet. It was somebody that, like, I think the director of my dad's school picked out, already works with whatever, and I talked to him for about an hour, maybe more, yesterday. He was really nice. He's pretty cool. And he was like, yeah, you have anxiety and depression, and you should try Prozac. Which is really cool because it's like the third medication I've tried, but, like, I have a good feeling about this one. I told him, like, my experiences with the other two medications I tried, and he was like, yeah, like, those are not, like, what I would recommend as, like, your first line of defense. And this guy was just, like a bit older, and he was pretty cool. Had a lot of cool art in his office, so, I don't know. It like the other psychiatrist I worked with, it never really felt one-on-one. Because, like, I have more of a personal relationship with my therapist, but, you know, I need a psychiatrist because my therapist can't prescribe medication. So, like, the point of a psychiatrist is try to get evaluated for what you might have, whether it's anxiety or a bipolar disorder or bipolar depression, I guess I should say. Um, anyway, I feel like I want to stop talking about that. And I was about to say something about how the music in this whole house was hilarious. It sounds like a melodic faucet dripping, and I think that was intentional. I like this UFO enemy. It's clearly an Earthbound reference, even though I sound like a freaking soy jack when I say that. Like, oh my god, everything's an Earthbound reference. Ugh. Jimmy and the Pulsating Mass, the whole game was an Earthbound reference. I mean, it kind of was, so. I miss that game. I haven't played that game in a while. It's you know, sometimes you just think about a game and you're like, oh, man, I haven't played that game in a while. I should replay it. I don't know whether I should try to pick up from where I left off or just start from the beginning of the game. You know, I go through that a lot. I'm like, oh, I missed that game. I haven't played it in a while and I never beat it. Do I want to try to pick up in the middle of my save file or... Oh, I like all these backyards. Like, you can see somebody's grill. You can see somebody's, like, lawn chairs. Excuse me, I've got hiccups or burps or both. Yeah, anyway. Oh yeah, I was like... So I have all these items, and some of them are like... Some of them you can just use because they're permanent stat upgrades. And some of them are, you know, other things. Like, a lot of them are random things. I think that they're only valuable for, like, trading and stuff. I don't even know, because, like I said, this is a blind playthrough, and I feel like this game is big and beautiful, and those are my favorite types of women. Anyway, I feel like this game is big and beautiful and has a lot of secrets and a lot of mechanics that I have still yet to discover, because it feels like I'm, you know, 3 or 4 hours into this game already, but this game is gonna be a trip. Also, was that a reference to Pooh from Earthbound? I believe it was. That's fun. Can I kill you? Yes, go ahead. Do it. Do it. Anyway, just enjoy the music, because like I said, it slaps. It's a banger. It's slap-a-rooney, like my pizza. I can't stop thinking about the... Oh no, you know what it is? It might be a reference to, is the animation from Hylics. Now that I think about it, that's actually more likely. Because the two hands, like the animation that they do, like the way they go forward... Yes, great way of describing it. But no, it looks just like, I was thinking about it and I was like, you know what it looks like? It looks like, I feel like I've seen the same animation, but with, like, gloves on those hands. And then I was like, oh shit, God, that's Hylics. That's just Hylics. God, I feel like I haven't played Hylics in 3 years. Because when did I do that? Let's play, like... summer of 2022, so almost 3 years. And I remember, like, not enjoying that Let's Play, except I actually did enjoy that Let's Play. I'm lying, but I just didn't enjoy certain parts of it because certain parts of that game are extremely tedious. And, like, for the most part, I had no idea what I was doing. This is the place, huh? Hope you're alright, Dots. I feel like same thing with Copper Odyssey. I didn't really enjoy that LP because I didn't know what I was doing. Let's sweep the house. She might not be able to answer. Yeah. So here's Dottie's house. There's a TV, some steps. The steps don't really look like steps. They look like a garage door, but I will forgive the game's 2D perspective. I know they're supposed to be steps. Can't do everything in RPG Maker, you know. Man, it sometimes boggles the mind that so many So many great games are made in RPG Maker, and like with RPG Maker you have to do so much manually, like you have to import the art, you have to create the tile set, you have to be like, oh no, this tile is going to trigger a cutscene, but only at this point. Good grief. What on earth was all that about? Are you two okay? Sadie, what happened to Vi and Eric? They wanted to look for survivors, so we left the clinic and headed north. I had something I needed to take care of in the neighborhood, so we split up. Surprised you managed to make it all together. Or make it here so quick. I'm a pretty fast runner. What about you two? Did you find your niece? No. There's a group of survivors here. Maybe they've seen her? Survivors? Where? Just down the street. I'll introduce you. Not gonna lie, those are some pretty nice houses. They're so big. Like, big for one person. Sadie, my lady, where were you? You showed up and then just wandered off. Hello again, Greg. More survivors? You're a miracle worker. Yup, 4 of us. Well, 5 of us, counting Sadie. Is there a little girl there? Sorry, only kid here we got is a little boy. Okay. Thanks, Mr. Whitson. We'll definitely take you up on some rest and food. Just Greg's fine. No sense in standing on formality after the end of the world, right? And then you've got, like, this super-duper special bunker. That's quite the weekend project there. The underground portion is the impressive part, if I'm being honest. Follow me and watch your step, alright? Oh, I will, but, since this is a 22-minute long video, I think we'll take a break there. So thank you very much for watching this episode of Weird and Unfortunate Things Are Happening, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.